Okay, let's look at what else we can do with a simple 4-thread seam. One of the neat things you can do is you can gather, and to gather you're just going to simply change some of your settings. You do have a gathering foot, but sometimes you just need a little bit of a ruffle, and you're not going to be attaching it to fabric, and it's a very simple technique to do. The first thing that you're going to do is remember the differential feed that we spoke about. You're going to take that all the way up to 2. You're going to increase your stitch length all the way up to 4. You're going to increase your needle tensions, and you'll have to check this, but you're going to want to increase these needle tensions probably between 7 to 8. Okay, so we've got our tensions in the needles tight, we've got our differential feed all the way up, and our stitch length as long as it will go. And we're going to go ahead and begin to gather. Now when you do this, gently guide the fabric. Don't hold it and pull it, because you'll, basically be fighting your machine. And there is our quick little gather. And go back to our normal settings. And just chain this off a little bit. You can see it's just a quick little gather, just gives you enough of a little bit of a ruffle if that's all you need. Now, if you need a little bit more, you can always run this through a second time and just get a little more ruffling done on top of this ruffle. All we needed to do to ruffle was unbalance our stitches a little bit, and in this case we increased our needle tensions, but we used an option called differential feed. Differential feed is what helps you in multiple ways. It can help you gather, it can help you ungather, which is very, very useful when you're sewing something that stretches like knits, or when you're putting 2 different layers and 2 different fabrics together. Let's talk about differential feed for a minute. When I changed the setting to 2, technically I should have a 2-to-1 ratio on feeding on the feed dogs. And I'm going to go ahead and raise this and remove my presser foot and show you what I'm talking about on the feed dogs. First, differential feed works like this. You have 2 feed dogs on a serger. You have a back feed dog, which is always the same. It's going to feed at the same rate of speed no matter what. And you have a front feed dog. The front feed dog is what is controlled by the differential feed. So if I increase this to 2 and I have a 2-to-1 ratio, that means this front feed dog is feeding twice as fast as this back feed dog and creates my ruffles. If I decrease it, like in the case when you have knits that are rippling, then what happens is it feeds at a slower rate, allowing the knits to adjust and taking out that ripple in your knit seams. So that's the beauty of unbalanced stitches, just a little taste, but we're going to look at a lot more as we go along, and that's a little bit about differential feed. We're going to look at using this now with knits.